that means that your all necessary dependency you put it there, and then you build projects depending on the, so depending your database driver, there is a many data driver, like there's MySQL driver or Oracle driver, or even though non-SQL drivers. So that means the project creation is successful, and you import the project in the respective IDE, and then start the import the project into any respective IDE, and then start your project structuring. Let's have a talk about a little bit in the background informations how the model works. So if I go there, that's I already discussed about this one, the last screencast number discussion about the how the different font-end technology, and then this is the one of the projects that I'm started with you. This is the 36 number XX. That means this is all the you publishing, you customize the REST APIs, and then integrate those REST APIs into your respective font-end technology, your view technology or UI or whatever it is you call it. So that means that this is one of the main diagrams that I said. So you have the underlying databases, and then you have a ORM that's I try to discuss it with you today. And then on the top of this ORM there is a JPA, and then on top of JPA there is Spring Boot JPA, and then you expose your or published your all the endpoints or your REST APIs, and then after when the REST APIs is deployed into your cloud or in the machines, and then you integrate those endpoints or the REST APIs, doesn't matter which technology stack you have it, like Java, Groovy-based template engine, like Fontaine or GUI development engine, JSP, Timely, FreeMarker, GSP, and Velocity, and then so on and so forth. If you are in the JavaScript world, then there is a possibilities, many possibilities. You have Angular type with Angular TypeScript. You have a React, Vue.js, Bootstrap, and jQuery UI, and the mixture of those. But that means there is many font-end technology or frameworks you can very quickly. This is the core of the part, and this is the part of the, if you are programming with smart devices or mobile platform, even though you can integrate your REST APIs or microservices. Just follow my previous screencast. I discussed a lot of issues here for theoretical account, why we try to publish as a REST API as a generic as a standard or as a generic approach, and these endpoints or these REST APIs used for any platform. Doesn't matter which programming language, JavaScript based, or in Java or Groovy based, or any mobile device. That was the real idea how to mean. I also discussed the possibility different type of templates, and then even though different repositories for SQL and non-SQL databases, you can look for that one also. And those are all technologies. These are all the repositories I use in my projects, all implemented is based on that one. I will show you detailed information. There is a detailed discussion overview, JPA, what is JPA, JPA SQLs, and then this is the what the SQL language, query language, and this is the criteria APIs. I already discussed this one, just follow that one. And query DSL also. And I show you, this is my channels, and then you can look for that one, and you can go to the playlist and overview that one also. So this is the project structure that I said. I will show you detail now is when I started the developments, and then this is the project structure, and this is the most important one now. So really you need to concentrate. So this is our entity models, and then this is the domain models or ORM mappings for the two, because we expose our two microservices that I said, microservices for the geospatial REST APIs and microservices user registration. If you saw the pictures like right side into the screen, you see what I mean. So if you are living in the city area, what doesn't matter, you are living in some buildings or some floors. So this is the main application is used for the city planner or city engineer or city governments, or doesn't matter, because they need to store the information in the geographical information, or and also the information about their registration process, like how many plots include the city, what type of plots, is it commercial, industrial, or residential, different type of plots registration process need to be done. And then after this, you see that this is one of the, it's a building, this is a big wall, this is one of the plots, and you see the marking plot, and this is one of the buildings. So building is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stored building, or six and a half stored buildings. And then you need to store the plot informations and geographically, and its necessary informations. And then you have a buildings. If there is an infrastructure, then you need to be stored these buildings also. So that means this plot have maybe 2 or 3 buildings that you need to needs to register. Okay, this building, this plot has more than one buildings. So this is the one of the requirements from the projects. Let's say it's okay. Depending what if I say here is if you see the one-to-one maps, so one-to-many may be possible for the end client. They say this is okay if I have like a plot registration process. One company, one institute is responsible. Building registration processes, one institute is possible. Flow registration, and then unit registration. That's why they put it like 3 content management systems, like plot content management system, building content management systems, and flow info management content management system. Unit info management system. That's why they are segregated. It is designed as a microservice based applications, and it's really flexible to segregate the content of your application. And even though it's possible to maintain that your user management systems, to which part is possible to see which user, which part is not possible to see this user. That's things you need to build, or we need to discuss that issues. But this is background information. So this is the plots, and this is the buildings, and building has a floor, 6 stored, 6.5. This means floors, 6 floors. And then units means every floor has a maybe divided 1 or 2 or 3 or more, or maybe a floor equal to the your unit information. That means in the city, in the any infrastructure in the city area, doesn't matter, in urban area, suburban area, then you need to store the detailed information where exactly my plots is located, and you can see in the maps, and you can more control the developments. That is the idea. These are projects. How can you control or manipulate your decisions, or your developments, or year or historically? You can, even though if you have these applications, you can store the historical informations, how the city development is done last couple of years, or how the city will develop in the next few years, in next couple of years. That things is digitized, or is already digitized form. You can control it in many ways. That was my idea, to do some research work with these issues, and build some the REST APIs, and then include the REST API into different front-end technology, UI or GUI technologies, depending which technology we try it in future. I will give it. I already did some time-lived template engine for front-end development. Grails did it. I already Framework. I did some examples, and last example like 35 dot something to 45. And there is a completely JavaScript based React, and then Angular based front-end technology development. That's, I already did it. Just look for my screencast number 35, and you got the idea what I mean. So that means if you expose those endpoints, but the idea is here. So we have a plots, and the plots has a geometry register, one-to-many geometry. Maybe the plot is divided some different owners. Maybe one family has a one plot owner, and later the father distributed the plot information to their son or daughter. Then that's why I said here geometry will be different. That's one-to-many geometry. Buildings has a many geometry, maybe the shape of the buildings, and then it changed the orientation or design pattern. That's I said. It is the control. The application will control the developments with the based on the governmental rules and regulations. That's the idea. So floors, and then a floor has itself has a geometry. That means you have a if you have the architecture, you see that there is a total detailed plan of the buildings, and then you can even store this information, how many kilometers, and then how many square meters is cover, how many rooms, and then so on and so forth. and later maybe in the future